The South African tourism sector could lose as many as 270,000 visitors to our shores if the new regulations are implemented as they currently stand. This could cost the country an estimated $900 million in revenue.
The government has announced these new regulations to come into effect the 1st of October, and since then we've seen a decline, about 70% decline from markets such as China.
It's going to be another knot in the string and make it difficult for people to travel in and out of South Africa. And we rely so heavily on our tourism industry.
Meanwhile, the Democratic Alliance launched a petition on Friday urging the Tourism and Home Affairs ministries to introduce electronic visas for tourists. This after several attempts by the official opposition to engage with the Home Affairs Minister to consider other options. The response has been overwhelmingly positive to the petition.
We are very glad to see that our proposal has been welcomed by industry and by the public locally and abroad. And that's precisely what we want. We want to show to government that there are other alternatives, such as electronic visas, to facilitate and streamline tourist applications to your country.
Many are concerned about the unintended consequences of the new regulations, which could affect continental relationships.
And then, of course, there's the tit-for-tat reaction. Mozambique has already introduced a cost for travel for business reasons for visas, cost in the region of R1,000, and Kenya is also implementing the tit-for-tat things.
There is also the potential risk to South Africa's neighbours and their economies.
And if we as a country are putting regulations in place to make it more difficult to attract tourists to our country and to facilitate the tourist visa application, then it will most certainly impact on our neighbouring countries.
If you have a look at the tripartite free trade area with COMESA, EAC and SADC, it's going to put quite a block on the viability of that trading bloc.
In a country where unemployment is a huge social issue, there is the question of tourism-related employment. Several studies are being commissioned and they don't paint a pretty picture.
We have commissioned various studies. The Tourism Business Council of South Africa has also commissioned a study, and 21,000 jobs annually will be cut if these regulations come into effect.
South Africa's economic growth rate is expected to be around 1.5% for the year. And for a country with this kind of pressure on its economic growth, the new visa regulations are expected to add more downward pressure, something the country can ill afford. Perhaps what's needed now is open communication between the tourism industry and the Home Affairs Department to find some kind of resolution and compromise. I'm Angelo Coppola for CCTV in Johannesburg.